Hello, hola, guten Morgen, good morning. Well, no, it's a little bit after noon already, so no good morning anymore, no kalimera. That's the only working word in Greek that I know, and I always loved it. Maybe because it reminds me of Calimero, that little cartoon character, chicken with the eggshell on top. It was called Calimero, wasn't it? Anyway, I just thought there's a topic that I found actually quite interesting, and how it changed over time. That is, it's interesting because I'm, of course, a grumpy old European, and as such, I always found it quite interesting. I mean, it has been a while ago, so when you walk there in the US, that's what I say. It's a while ago when I walked in the US on the street or so, that people, total strangers, just pass by and say, "How do you do?" And the funny thing is, the grumpy old European would just say, don't ask me. But I think the appropriate answer in America at that time was great, or cool, or amazing. Shouldn't say that in the British accent. I wanted to highlight that, the theory that I have about that, and how it actually, or probably, changed. So my idea was actually, imagine grumpy old me walks down the street, and maybe I'm not in the best mood because I would be stressed or tired or whatever, and some people just pass by me with a smile and say, "How do you do?" And I say, "Amazing." And that is obviously, cynically, a lie. It is a lie. If I'm not feeling amazing, why do I say so? But point is, I discovered that actually when I say amazing, then I personally feel a little bit more amazing than I just felt a moment ago. So I don't know, there's some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy that if you call how you feel amazing, then that improves your level of amazingness. And equally, I think if you say that, then the person that that stranger that passes your way feels a little bit better too. So there's some sort of it's more of a ritual than an actual exchange of information that makes both sides feel better, and that can't be a bad thing. Except for, this is what I discovered some 25 years ago, longer, and it's something that I thought until recently is probably still true. But there comes a cynical old me. It probably isn't. And who's to blame? Social media, as always. And that's not as always as in, we always blame social media, even though that's somebody else's fault. But actually it is social media's fault that nowadays, people probably don't pass each other in the street and one says to the other, "How do you do?" Especially if you read or watch the news, then people are just not as friendly with each other as they used to be. But also, I think the social media does something to us. It puts a pressure on us. We're basically, if we have Instagram or what's the other one called? Facebook, or any of the others, we are kind of almost obliged to not just answer amazing, but you actually have to broadcast your amazingness 24 hours. You can't just have a moment of tiredness or feeling depressed or anything, or heaven forbid that you feel like some sort of a loser compared to all the other winners. Now I'm pointing probably also at LinkedIn, which is constantly accused, maybe quite rightly so, that it's some sort of self-promoting platform where your smallest achievement has to be blown out of proportion in order to compete with the other people around you. But what I'm saying is, because you're constantly obliged to radiate or broadcast your amazingness to the rest of the world, if they want to know it or not, or if they ask you or not, it kind of devaluates that idea. And I think this kind of unwritten contract between you and the stranger that passes you in the street, that makes both of you feel better, just doesn't work. Because I think if I just make a post now on, let's put Instagram, just letting the world know how amazing I feel, how amazing I am, and all the amazing things that I do, and all the same I actually see other people do the same, and I feel a little bit like, oh wow, wait a second, they make things even more amazing than me. So suddenly that whole thing about amazing, making you feel good, isn't quite as amazing anymore. So I think we need to figure out a way to actually break that circle and put the amazing back into the amazing. Sounds like a plan? Okay, who's with me? Let me know, and I'll see you next time.